You're still here.
They're after us. They know we're still in here.
They're after the place. They don't know why, they just remember. Remember that they want to be in here.
What the hell are they?
They're us, that's all. There's no more room in hell.
What?
It's something my granddaddy used to tell us. You know Macumba? Voodoo. Granddad was a priest in Trinidad. He used to tell us, when there's no more room in hell, the dead will walk the earth.
Hello, welcome to Aaron Ducker vs. the Monsters. It is I, Aaron Ducker, the self-entitled wanker from the title of the show. This week we focus on a dead horse. Almost literally. That's right, this week we're talking about zombies. The living dead. Now before we start, let's get two different perspectives on the whole zombie craze. First up we have the screen legend, which is Bruce Hales the King Campbell.
Honestly, if it has zombie in the title, you need to stop right there. I don't do zombie movies. Aww. No, sorry. They're too boring. Here's zombies. I know. You can't communicate with them. You can outrun them. And they're stupid. So I don't think zombies are scary, I'll be honest with you. I don't think they're scary. An ex-wife, that's scary.
And now, professional sissy boy and author, Max Brooks.
I am petrified of zombies. As far as all the movie monsters go, they scare me the most. I think it's because they're a walking disease, because they are nothing but machines. You cannot negotiate with them. You can't strike a bargain. It's like if AIDS had arms and legs and was walking after you. It's like if you were attacked by giant Ebola. It's kill or be killed.
Well, since I like to pretend this is a factual program, let's hear some facts.
I want to tell a story that's about us versus them. They are not like us, and they must be destroyed. Zombies are really, absolutely, at base, the simplest way to do it.
The whole idea of a zombie was an idea that had been really exploited in an explicitly racist way to denigrate a people and their remarkable religion and culture.
The word zombie technically refers to the traditional Haitian voodoo zombie. That has nothing to do with the modern culture of the viral, ravenous, carnivorous horde that we now refer to as zombies.
Is that enough adjectives, Max Brooks? Would you prefer if we handed you a thesaurus?
The viral, ravenous, carnivorous horde.
Now, to understand zombies, we have to go back to the origins, all the way back to the Haitian definition of zombie. So let's get in someone who knows something about that. To explain the process of zombification in Haitian voodoo religion, we have Wade Davis. However, I've drawn a beard and glasses on Wade Davis because I always trust a man with a beard and glasses more. He always sounds more authoritative.
Zombies, by folk definition in voodoo, are the living dead. They're the individuals who have been magically brought to their demise and then somehow brought back into the realm of the living to face an uncertain fate, a fate that invariably is said to involve some kind of enslavement. Fear in Haiti is not of zombies, but rather of becoming one. So the real question is, I had to ask myself, is what does it mean? What is the notion of a zombie from within the society? Well, in voodoo, there are two kinds of deaths: natural deaths, which are calls from God and beyond the reach of sorcery, and unnatural deaths. And it is in the case of an unnatural death that the soul of the victim can be stolen.
I'll swallow your soul! I'll swallow your soul! I'll swallow your soul!
Now, why is it so critical not to lose your soul? Because the sacred cycle of life, death, and rebirth in Haiti is based on the following idea. When a body dies, the physical and spiritual components momentarily and temporarily separate. The body melts back into the ground, and the soul then begins its journey. So to have your soul stolen, you're breaking that cycle of life, death, and rebirth, and you're casting the individual into a kind of perpetual purgatory. Add to that enslavement, and you suddenly see how zombification very quickly becomes a fate worse than death.
But is it a fear worse than being married to Prince Charles?
Look at that face. No one could be more dead inside than her.
And out of their West Indian island comes a tale of terror and voodoo, of witchcraft and zombies, and all the weird black magic that the white man seldom sees.
That's probably because they're too busy being boring, white and perfect. So you're probably wondering how that creature becomes the zombie, the flesh-eating creature we have today. Well, it all begins with George Romero and his influence for creating Night of the Flesh Eaters, or as it would now become known, Night of the Living Dead, though I prefer the title Night of the Flesh Eaters. It's more amusing.
Our title was Night of the Flesh Eaters. It wasn't Night of the Living Dead. And the distributor, Walter Reed, it was Night of the Living Dead was their title. And I think that Night of the Living Dead was inspired by a Richard Matheson book called I Am Legend, which was a vampire story. But I took, I guess, some of the precepts that came with that, which basically was about a society of vampires that wipe out human society.
George Romero always says that he never invented the idea of zombies. He says he stole it from Richard Matheson's I Am Legend.
The zombies I grew up on were the zombies from White Zombie, I Walked with a Zombie. They were those bug-eyed cats in the Caribbean, you know, who were doing the dirty work for Lugosi, who owned the castle. You know, they were picking his cotton or something, and every once in a while he could get them to knock somebody off. And people say to me now, well, you invented the new zombie. And I said, I never called them zombies. I didn't mean to invent a new zombie. I love the old zombies.
And that's actually the true taboo behind using the Z word.
Any zombies out there? Don't say that. What? That? What? That? The Z word. Don't say it. Why not? Because it's ridiculous. All right. Are there any out there, though?
Romero's original term for zombie was ghoul, which is actually more adequate, because they don't resemble zombies at all, they resemble ghouls. Now let's take a look at the ghoul.
The ghoul was so compelling a figure, the word ghoul became the name of Romero's zombie in Night of the Living Dead.
The Arabian ghoul is a flesh-eating monster that hangs out in graveyards, eating the flesh of the recently deceased. Of course, it's probably actually happening as wild animals digging up and eating the carcasses, but it's Arabia, and superstition counts.
We should have destroyed the first one, crushed it underfoot, burnt its foul carcass, and tossed the ashes to the winds as it squatted behind a tombstone and did gibber upon us. But I, may I be forgiven, did implore mercy for the creature. I took it into my house and washed away the filth. Filth the like of which I had never before in my life beheld. I clad it in clean raiment and laid it on a soft bed. Where did I sin, merciful God? For should we not succor the afflicted, give good for evil? Then one night when the moon was full, I saw it. Cursed be the eyes that see, the ears that hear, feeding in the churchyard. Mud on the hands, sitting on a pile of earth and gnawing. We chased it away, but for the one we drove away, 12 did return, and they danced around the village bounds to mark the place for their own.
But in reality, there are already people preparing for the zombie apocalypse. Like this clown.
Still, others believe nothing can replace sheer firepower, including firearms expert Kyle Dufour.
Whoa, look at that slow-mo. He must be a real badass zombie killer.
For up close, zombie threats, handguns are a great choice. Like this .22 target pistol right here. Shot placement is critical. If you look right here, my entrance wound where I put it was somewhere right above the bridge of the nose. We follow it to the back and we see the exit wound, and the exit wound's not near as dramatic.
It was not dramatic enough because we all know when you murder someone it's like Shakespeare every time.
The Rambo survivalists think that it's going to be one giant testosterone ride with guns and flamethrowers that they make. Then there are the real survivalists that really understand how to purify water, how to grow their own food, how to care for their kids when they come down with a disease, what plants to eat. Those are the people that would last much longer than the wannabe Rambos.
Should there be a revolution? Should we start calling these creatures ghouls? And is all this zombie preparedness shit gonna work? I'll leave that to you.
Ultimately, what is dead, you should allow to stay dead.
I love the dead before they're cool. The bluing flesh for me to hold. Cadaver eyes upon me see nothing.